Let's understand callbacks in JavaScript. Imagine we're having a function that says, for example, greet, and essentially just does something. And we're going to pass a callback to this greet function. So we'll say that right here, we will pass a callback. This here is going to be a function that we'll define later on. And we are just going to execute this callback right here. And we will pass two arguments. We will say Pascal, for example, or let's just use one argument for this simple demo. And we are just going to call this callback with the argument Pascal. So we don't have this function yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to define this function. So we will say function, say hello, for example. We will accept a name right here. This name will be Pascal later on, as you see. And now we are going to say console.log name. So we're just going to console.log our name instead of this callback function, because that function is essentially what we are going to use for our callback right here. This callback will later on be called right here, and we will pass this argument as a parameter to this callback function. So now we're going to say we're going to call greet, and as an argument, we have to insert a callback function, which is say hello in our case. We're going to end that line, and now we're going to run the code. And as you can see, we're getting Pascal in the console. So a callback function is essentially just a function that you call within another function. And if you think about an array of numbers, for example, where you just have a couple of numbers inside of the array, and you're going to loop over those numbers by using the map method, right here you can also see that we're having a callback function. So we are passing a function right here. We are getting one of those numbers every time we loop over those numbers, and then we're going to execute some form of code. So even if you're not going to use callbacks the way I showed it to you, you will oftentimes use callback functions the way we're seeing it right here. So it's important to understand that this right here, for example, is a callback function that will be called back several times by this map function right here.